Wa barakatuh to all the Muslim listeners here. I'm a Chinese Muslim since generations. And the Ma, that's my surname, Alia Ma Lin. Ma is originally from Mahmud. From Mahmud, we take the Ma to fit Ma, the horse. It means the horse in Chinese. And for Muhammad, we put the name of Mu. Mu is just a surname in Chinese. So you can very easily distinguish that all the Mas and the Mus must be originally Muslim. 我说什么？
下面一个。不吃猪肉。不吃猪肉。
OK。You must excuse me. I'm 91 years old. I just sometimes ideas or thoughts just skip from my brain, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So please excuse me of my age, and I wish and pray when you are at my age, you will be much better than what I'm now. I'm born Muslim my family is from Beijing. You know, the capital of the now communist China. But I was born in Donghai. It means, or Haizhou, the east island of Jiangsu province, where why Haizhou? Because my father was the station master of Longhai Tielu. You probably know, who knows Chinese will know Longhai Tielu, the first transcontinental railway in China, just like the one in America. So I was born there, and in a very good environment, because my father was a station master, and I believe I have a nanny who is called Song Ma, Mother Song, and we have a cook. That's what I remember. But I was education in Shanghai. I was in primary school, secondary school, 4 years in Shanghai, 2 years in Beijing, and university, 1 year in Cairo, Egypt, because my father was a diplomat who was stationed in Cairo, Egypt. And so I was enrolled in American University freshman class for 1 year. And then when my father returned from abroad, and I was enrolled in Fudan University, National Fudan University, quite a big one. I think one of the top 10 universities in China. I don't mean that I'm good, but just tell you the truth. I'm a journalism in Fudan University, and the journalism section is also very famous in China. So you can know, I'm not boasting, but it's a fact. I was 20 years in broadcasting, Radio Malaya, first in Singapore, and then transferred to Malaya because I applied a higher job and got it. And I was told, if you want to take this job, you must transfer from Singapore to Malaya. I said, okay, I will go. So I went alone first to Malaya to take the job, and my husband and family had to work very hard to tidy up everything and move the family to follow me there. Anyway, I was in broadcasting where I translate the news and announce the news from English to Chinese, and I love the job. Also, I had the opportunity to interview international VIPs, which I love it very much. And many of my colleagues dislike the job because they say, oh, no, I can't talk to the big shots. I asked my father. Father was very, very ambitious, outgoing type. He said, look down the big shots when you meet him. Just consider he is you and you were he. Then you will have no scare. I said, oh, he is me and me. So it did help. And I did interview the Mrs. Marcos, the South Korean First Lady. Sorry, she passed away because she was hiding a shot to defend her husband, and she got the shot and passed away. She's a very good lady. And also, who are the others? I can't recollect many.
Crown Prince Faisal.
Yeah, that's the big shot. Very rich man in Saudi Arabia. You all know him. So we were lucky to be with him and to know. Anyway, because of my father's job and because he took the family around, and I have the luck to see more of the world and like it. And that is a kind of life education, very, very useful and very practical indeed. You become a better person as you travel around, and as you get to know more and more people and recognize how the people live and how the places are. So it really, truly is good lessons, life lessons. This is my husband's translation of the Holy Quran from English into Chinese. He was detained by the Singapore Prime Minister because he joined the opposition party. And you know, the Lee Kuan Yew was very strict, and he doesn't allow opposition. Since somebody dared to say something against him, against his policy, against what he is doing, you go to jail. And that is why my husband spent in prison for 4.5 years, almost 5 years. And during that time, I have suffered a lot. I was alone, tending my, lucky by that time, my elder son was married. My second and third son were enrolling in Iowa University here. and my youngest son was studying in Edinburgh. So I'm just free. Though free is alone and miserable because husband is detained and I have to visit him weekly, only for 2 hours or less, bring him some food, some necessaries, and it's not a life when you go home, empty house, no husband, when you have something to talk, there's no one there. When you feel sad, anyway, it's all past, and lucky his son and well, and during his confinement, he didn't waste his time. That is also blessing in disguise. And he tried to translate the Holy Quran during that few years. That is really, truly something worthy to do. And I'm very glad for him. He's a good writer. I mean, he is editor-in-chief in Nanyang Shangbao, the biggest Chinese newspaper in Singapore. And he also taught in Nanyang University. I also lecture in Nanyang University. Although I was 20 years in broadcasting, I love broadcasting work very much, and I love to contact international leaders. Not I'm fancy someone big, but you learn so much from the leaders. Each one has his own merit. So you truly learn so much by contacting the real people, the real leaders. I was teaching in Nanyang University for 7 years, language section. I'm teaching Chinese language and literature. Only by then, after Lee Kuan Yew is so, how do you say, narrow-minded for one, cruel for second, and he doesn't allow opposition. And my husband happened to be in the opposition, and so he arrested him, imprisoned him for twice. When my husband was out for the second time, he still wanted to do something. I said, no way, because everywhere, the police, the army, the fund, everything is under control of Lee Kuan Yew. What can you do? You have no fund, you have no group, you have nothing. You better go. They said, where? I said, whatever, wherever you like. And that is why he came to here. And that is why later, much later, I followed him. We were already in Arizona, and how to come to Arizona? Because there is a realtor friend of my husband who recommended that stay here. This place, no rain, no snow, no wind, no typhoon, no earthquake, no nothing, just good for staying. Indeed, it's a Phoenix is really, really very nice place. Please join, come and visit us. You're always welcome. that is how we stay in Phoenix, Arizona. And once I'm out of Singapore and Malaysia, I'm unemployed.